Hi, I'm Dan Terry, and this is the first episode of our podcast, Beyond the Shadows. We're going to be getting into some supernatural stuff, but in a different way than any other podcast you've seen before. This first episode, though, we're going to introduce ourselves, kind of tell you who I am, and I'm sure some of you are thinking, why should I listen to him? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I started out listening to stories from my dad about ghosts and about things he'd seen, things the family had seen. Back at about 73, 74, I had my first, I guess you'd say, experience. There was no air conditioning in our house. We had an attic fan. So we would turn the fan on, we'd sleep in the living room, there was more windows, it'd pull the cool night air in. And every night, for a whole summer, we would hear somebody walk down the sidewalk, shake our front door, and walk away, and yet we never saw anyone. We'd jump up and look, couldn't find anybody. It happened just for one summer, and then about twice the next year, and then it stopped completely. Coming about 74, 75, a TV show came on. It was called Kolchak the Night Stalker, and it starred Darren McGavin, and that's what really set me on this journey. The way he investigated the supernatural was the way I do it. Books, libraries, talking to people who know more about it. You'd see him with a stack of books from the library on demons and ghosts and the stuff you need to know before you investigate this. That's what I based my style on. So now, move into the late 70s, I got my driver's license, and I started ghost hunting. So I was doing it before it was ever popular. In fact, now we call it debunking, but back then I disproved a haunted tombstone outside of Sullivan, Missouri. It was on a place called Seminary Road. The tombstone supposedly glowed, and I was able to prove it was actually a effect from headlights coming at the cemetery. So moving on from there, I joined the Coast Guard after my time in the service, or after high school, and found out when you ghost hunt in the 80s, you're not going to get promoted in the military. So I had to jet back and keep it a secret. I was in some great places like Wilmington, North Carolina, but I couldn't go out and ghost hunt. Get out of the service in 86, joined up with the police department, found out still you can't ghost hunt and expect to get taken seriously. All that changed in the late 90s, 2000, when Ghost Hunters came on television. Still watch the show on occasion, but overall I don't. But I gotta say, they brought this into the mainstream, and it's thanks to that show that ghost hunting has hit a peak now. And more people are wanting to get into it, to get interested in it, to see what's going on. And that's what we're here to do. In 2006, I wrote a newspaper article about haunted places here in Franklin, Gasconade County. And it got published in the New Haven Leader. The lady running the Leader at the time said I should write a book, and I actually did. It was called Beyond the Shadows, and it was about haunted places just in Franklin County. We were surprised. I was guessing it would sell maybe 20 copies, and we sold 65 the first day. And we sold a lot more. It's been reprinted 2 or 3 times since then. Also since then, I've wrote 5 other books. I've wrote Missouri Shadows, and this was about, of course, haunted places in Missouri. We wrote one called Herman Shadows, which was about ghosts in Herman, Missouri. River Shadows, and that kind of stretched all over the Midwest, and that was about ghosts in river towns. And finally, my most recent one was Too Ornery to Die, and that was about ghosts of outlaws, cops, people who were just plain tough. Also, we wrote one book on true crime, which was called Nothing Ever Happens in New Haven. I've wrote for other magazines. I was a featured editor in Haunted Times magazine. I think I had like 5 articles published in that book. And I've also been published on internet magazines. So I've got quite a background in writing. So now it's time to take it up to this step. One of the things that's going to be different between my podcast and some of the others is a sense of humor. We're going to be talking a lot, but we're also going to have some fun with this. You all have seen the ghost hunting shows on TV where they're so perfect, so quiet, so scientific. We can't use this evidence. We can't do that. It's a hobby. It's not brain surgery. We're going to laugh. We're going to have some fun with this. Okay, when we decided to do this podcast, the first thing Troy, my partner at this, came up with was that we needed a studio. Well, I disagree with the studio thing. Instead of being trapped in a room and interviewing people on Skype, like the other ones do, they interview Jason Hawes from Ghost Hunters, John Zaffis. I respect these people, but I would rather talk to the folks who's on the front line, the folks who's making their living at this. The lady down the street that runs a ghost tour in the next town, the folks down the block who's actually got a ghost hunting team, and you never knew these folks were doing this. These are the kind of people I want to take you and introduce you to. You're going to be with me through this. You're going to be my Scooby Gang. You're going to be right there on every investigation. You're going to be right there on every interview. Then when it's done, if you want to see it in person, you can go over and see it done yourself. So I want you guys to stick with me on this. You right there with the green shirt and the shaggy hairstyle. You're going to be my Shaggy. You're going to be right there with me. Say zoinks. Come on, say zoinks. You, over here, say jinkies. Okay, don't say jinkies. That sucks. But anyway, you're with the Scooby Gang. Let's get into the mystery machine and let's go have a blast. When I got back into ghost hunting after my long vacation, I was fortunate enough to hook up with Missouri Paranormal Research, which later on became the Paranormal Task Force. They brought me in, and I just want to give a shout out to the guys, and they kind of taught me the things that had changed over the years. They helped me get back into ghost hunting, and I got to give it to Greg Myers and Steve LaChance for taking their time and bringing me in and showing me the new ways. And since then, they've called me in on some of their investigations. I've called them in on some of mine. And it really works out well when we can all stay friends. Before I go, I just want to say one more thing about the paranormal field. Guys, this isn't a competition. There's more than enough ghosts to go around, and there's way, way too much fighting amongst ourselves, arguing, calling one person a liar, calling the other person a liar, or faking evidence. Nobody has appointed me, you, or anyone else the paranormal police. It's not our job to tear down other people. It's our job to do it our way, the best way we can. Stop criticizing each other. Stop tearing each other down. We can do so much if we just work together. As it stands now, I can go to Topeka, Kansas, Alton, Illinois, Arkansas, Savannah, Georgia. There's groups that are willing to work with me because I'm not going to backstab them. We've got to get over this backstabbing and this two-bit infighting. Let's work together. We're standing now in front of the Gasconade County Courthouse right here in Herman. There used to be a jail cell in here. It's been removed. Originally, it came off the brig of a U.S. battleship pre-World War I and was literally sailed up the Missouri River to here, and it became the jail for this whole county. Since then, like I said, it's been removed, but my team was able to investigate 3 times before it got taken apart. And here's some of the clips from what we did here. Maybe. Would you make it darker in here now for us?
You got a blip on the K2. There's no one.
Oh. Was that you making the K2 go off?
No one.
Yes, all right. Hey, Mr. Rollins, you're being really cool. kinda...
Meg, did you not just say my name?
What? Did I what?
I heard something come from farther out that sounded like you saying my name. It sounded like it came from the door or the hallway.
Say your first name?
Yeah. And I would have put money on it being you, but I didn't. You're too close.
Okay, Willie, you're doing great. I appreciate it. And I'm just trying to nail this down a little bit. So, buddy, can you tell me, is there a spirit that came here with Matt to communicate with him? Ta-da! Willie, are you still with me? All right. That must be just a random word that popped up for some reason. Is the female that came here with Matt?
Did that just say Matt?
I heard something similar to it, but I
When I
couldn't say.
shit my pants, you gotta help me.
No, I don't.
Like, at least get me out of here.
No. Not even yet.
Matt, I'm sorry. The spirit, I'm Willie, I'm talking to you, brother. The spirit that came here with Matt.
That said Matt.
I didn't hear it that time. Time before, I wouldn't argue with you.
But it answered somehow when I said that. That's too coincidental that it happened twice in a row.
Just let him know that.
Sheriff Waldo, we have some people in here who will record it and would like to talk to you too. Is this okay? Sheriff Waldo, are you getting tired?
Alright. Let
And
them run the show.
I put a fresh battery in today too, so I know it's not that brand new out of the package. Chop on some wood for us, make a little knocking noise. Thank you. That's what we needed. Yes, it was. It was in this room, just like I asked. Tim.
It's a tip, then Tim.
Where was that?
Is it coming from over here?
Right behind you. I
think we've made this clear, but maybe I'm wrong, so let me ask again. Did you meet Matt here?
Was Matt even the right?
Okay, would you point these rods at the person you came here with? You need a break?
No.
Okay, we cannot determine why you came here with Matt. If it's not to give a message, is it to give him a message? No.
With Red.
No.
It was dead. Second he left, it was dead till he came back.
Yeah, it was dead. Nothing in here. We thought the batteries went dead, but as soon as he walked back in, how many of you guys in here? 3 of you guys?
Can you show?
Is there enough room in your car for 3 people? 3 more, I mean 3 additional.
He's going all the way up into the
Oh
room.
my God.
Look at it, mine's not barely doing anything.
Mine's not doing nothing.
Okay,
I went
let's-
up to orange.
Let's try something weird. You switch this corner, let me go that corner. Now, if you
Now that's weird, that's weird.
See?
Look at that, he's following you, nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
Whoa.
I'm getting a little bit,
Look at that.
Are you hiding behind him again? You coward?
Okay, we're here at the Gasconade County Courthouse, and first bit of evidence we found using the dowsing rods, made contact with the spirit and asked him, first of all, what year he died by using a process of elimination, came up with the year 1935, and we have a list that Mona provided for us of all the prisoners that were executed in the United States, and we found Edward Gaiman, a Gaiman, who was executed on August 20th, 1935, and he was a prisoner in this cell. Now, also, when talking to him through the rods, he said he was a prisoner here, but he was not executed here, and that's what the printout indicates also.
Pick one and think. You know anything from the 60s? Boots.
Oh, 60.
Oh, 60s. Yeah. Come on, get something going on in the 60s. You know the boots keep on walking?
Yeah. Is that from the 60s?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You
Look
keep
at that.
saying you've got something for me. Something. I don't know the words, but these boots were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Silence.
My bad.
Well, apparently some of the audience liked it and then somebody didn't.
That was good. Yay! That was good.
Very good.
Yes. You want
You
another?
got a captive audience here.
You want another song from the 60s? What do you see? Sure or sugar?
Sugar, Johnny Cash.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I hear that train coming.
It's rolling down the track. I ain't seen the sunshine.
Whoa, that's a big hit.
I don't know
Johnny
when
Cash.
I'm stuck in Folsom Prison and time keeps dragging on. When I hear that train a rolling, I hang my head and cry. Get that off. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. Once stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on.
Diarrhea.
This is the famous Witch's Stone at the Herman Cemetery. Local legend is a witch was buried here. Now, we can't find any evidence to say one way or the other, but the reason I bring this one up is I was doing a newspaper article on ghosts in this area, and I knew about the legend. I came here to photograph it. Brand new batteries, pulled up, bring the camera up here, and this huge black crow comes down, just beautiful black, and lands on the top of it and just stares at me. Well, I think this is great. As you know, like a black cat or a toad, a crow is a familiar for witches. So I get the camera out, push the button, nothing happens. The batteries are dead as a can of Spam. We got nothing. I ran down to the local grocery store, picked up some batteries, came right back, but of course the crow was gone. It was almost a warning from the witch not to do this. And as you could tell, I didn't take the warning very well. If you notice this embankment behind me, this is the location of what used to be Enoch's Knob Bridge. This place was crazy haunted at the time. It was an old steel girder bridge. There was at least 3 or 4 deaths attributed to it. One was a murder, one was an accident, and then a man and his son was drowned right here trying to cross this river. So with the history of this place was incredible. The spirits were a lot of fun. And here's some clips of the investigations we did at Enoch's Knob Bridge.
You ask a question, and you get the answer.
Okay, would you make that go off for me again, please?
See?
Thank you. And again, thank you. All right, now will you stop, please?
See? And as soon as you say stop. Okay. Do you like being photographed? Wow. All right. Do you like being videotaped? Straight to green again. And then back to the activity.
Okay, would you stop doing that, please? I need you to stop now, please.
Some people think that you killed yourself. Did you jump off that bridge on purpose, or did you fall? Did you jump? Are you watching my hand? Did that move at all?
I didn't see it.
No, it didn't. Actually, it looked like almost like you were holding the rod too tight, because it looked like it had resistance.
It did, and that's why I was asking if maybe it was...
Yeah, I do not see your hands moving.
Okay.
Now,
So...
when I talked on the K2 meter, it indicated that it was an accident.
All right, Pat, I'm going to ask again here. Did you jump off? Okay, you jumped off.
Get more direct on, was it
Okay.
a suicide?
All right, well then I'm going to come right out and ask it then. Was it a suicide? Did you mean to kill yourself? And I feel nothing.
That's what I wanted to know, because that's what I asked. Did you commit suicide? It said it never answered, so I took it as a no.
Did somebody push you?
Ask.
Yeah, did somebody push you off of the bridge? All right, well, let me ask you this. Did you jump off of there on purpose? There it goes.
Okay, I got one.
You were moving around a lot. Yeah, he's here. You don't think we can help you, do you? Yeah.
As soon as the camera was turned off and pointed away, the rods crawled. So there was no...
He was having a good time.
It was just, yeah.